Yes, I'm humming the theme song so they can't give me a strike for copyright infringement. 2 drink minimum. One for the money, honey. That's 2 for the show. Nefene. Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. It's me. This I could not let go. A lot of you know from my Spectre trailer review down there that I am so psyched for the new James Bond movie. It has my money. It is going to have my money, and it will have my money as soon as it is willing to accept my money, which if it wants to accept my money now, even though I don't have my money, it can have it. So, with this bit of James Bond gossip, I think it has to be a white male. Pierce Brosnan controversially quashes rumors of a female or black Bond. This coming to us from the Daily Mail. Former James Bond star Pierce Brosnan has said he thinks the next actor to take on the role of 007 will be male and white. The 62-year-old, he's 62, really? The 62-year-old actor who starred as suave secret agent. I checked before I did this. There's no author associated with this piece. So whoever at the Daily Mail escaped a tongue lashing except to say, check your shit. Who starred as the suave secret agent from 1994 to 2005 before handing over. Is that a British thing? Before handing over as opposed to handing it over or handing the reins over? The Daily Mail is in England, right? Okay. To current Bond, Daniel Craig, said the character created by Ian Fleming is all man. Yeah. With Spectre believed to be Daniel's final turn as the MI6 agent, there's been a rumor. Okay, no, this is fucked up. Many a rumor. I know a rumor is not a fucking British term, because I can tell it's British because they spelled rumor with a U at the end, R-U-M-O-U-R. Yes, as opposed to R-U-M-O-R like we spell it here in the good old United States, motherfucker. There's been many a rumor debating the next 007. Jesus Christ. With many speculating the role could be filled by a black actor or a woman. Scrolling down, large picture, thank you. However, Pierce, who starred as Bond 4 times, oh goddamn, who wrote this shit? Who starred as Bond 4 times with an S, told the Press Association, anything is possible for sure, but I think he'll be male and he'll be white. He added, there's wonderful black actors out there who could be James Bond, and there's no reason why you cannot have a black James Bond. But a female James Bond, no. I think it has to be a male. James Bond is a guy. He's all male. His name is James. His name is James Bond. Pierce's comments contradict is what should be here. Instead, it's Pierce's comment contradict. You can't have both. It's got to be Pierce's comments contradict, or Pierce's comment contradicts. Can't do that. Pierce's comments contradict thoughts he expressed in August when he told Details magazine that the role could be given to a black actor, a female, and even a gay leading man. Again, huge fucking picture, scrolling down, another huge fucking picture, continuing to scroll down. Sure, why not? Now here, let me try to do the action. Well, why not? Brosnan said. But after a moment, mused that perhaps the talent behind the scenes wouldn't be quite so keen. Actually, I don't know how it would work. I don't think Barbara Broccoli, the Bond producer, would allow a gay Bond to happen in her lifetime, he claimed. But it would certainly make for. No, that's a little too. But it would certainly make for interesting viewing. Before adding, let's start with the great black actor being James Bond. Idris Elba certainly has the physicality, the charisma, the presence, but I think Daniel will be there for a while yet. So the comments like this will blow up the fucking internet, and particularly social justice warrior clans, hives, nests. I don't know where those fucking vermin congregate, but those, whatever you call wherever social justice warriors congregate. It's gonna blow all that shit up. Because how dare he say James Bond has to be white and male? That's it. That's pretty much where it is. Does James Bond have to be male? Yes. The characteristics of James Bond's personality are distinctly male. Oh, you're so binary, normative, whatever the fuck. No, sorry, it's true. James Bond's characteristics are fucking male. He's a fucking dude. He does shit that fucking dudes do. He interacts with women and men the way fucking dudes do. It wouldn't work with a lesbian. It wouldn't work with the straight woman against male counterparts, or a straight woman against female counterparts, and it wouldn't work with a bi woman against, or any combination thereof. Caitlyn Jenner could never be James Bond. I'm sorry. You could try to make a female spy that acted like James Bond, but without the James Bond name, and we'll see how that works. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't work, but Vegas odds, I would put it at a 75% chance of not really working. Oh, it might get numbers because, yay, women, but from a creative standpoint, it might not work because the characteristics of it would have to be a very special woman that you would have to get that has those characteristics and the screen presence to pull off that kind of James Bond stuff. There have been female spies in movies for sure, and kick-ass female spies in movies for sure. But like it was said, there was a suaveness to Bond. There's a debonair attitude to Bond. There's something distinctly man about James Bond that doesn't translate when you try to make that a woman. Does he have to be British? Yes, he does. Because his characteristics are distinctly British. Distinctly fucking British. You can't Americanize James Bond. You understand? Ryan Gosling could never play James Bond. Ryan Reynolds could never play none of the Ryans could play James Bond. Channing Tatum could never play James Bond. He couldn't, because Channing Tatum he's as American as John motherfucking Cena / Hogan / Duggan. James Bond's characteristics are very distinctly British. He's very reserved. The least reserved portrayal of Bond is still ridiculously British and reserved. Does James Bond have to be black or have to be white? No. There is nothing in James Bond's characteristics as far as personality is concerned that says he has to be a white guy. Nothing. He doesn't do white guy shit. He does shit. He does stuff. He shoots people. He jumps over stuff. He drives shit. Like, there's nothing about James Bond that says he distinctly has to be white. So no, he doesn't have to be white. He could be black if you find a good black guy who could pull off. You know, a lot of the buzz is going around about IE, baby. And you know what? He's got the chops. There's nothing wrong with IE. He could, in fact, be James Bond. But there are some things that, realistically, social justice warriors of the internet, that realistically, Idris Elba fans of the internet, are standing in his way. First and foremost, we have no idea what Daniel Craig is going to do after this new movie. Daniel Craig could come back as James Bond. Daniel Craig could decide he wants to play Bond for the next 15 fucking years. Because if you look at Pierce Brosnan's career after Bond, he really hasn't done a whole lot. What's the most notable thing Pierce Brosnan's done after James Bond? Mamma Mia? Thomas Crown Affair, where he essentially was James Bond of art? You know, he's not like Sean Connery, who's gone on to do lots and lots of other fantastic, notable, noteworthy, noted stuff. So that could play into his conscience. The money could play into his conscience. The direction that the James Bond movies are taking now could play into his conscience. That's part of the reason why Pierce Brosnan's career probably didn't go all that long as Bond, because other than GoldenEye, the rest of his Bond movies fucking sucked. Meanwhile, Daniel Craig's Bond movies have only been getting better. Let's not forget the people in charge of Bond, the Broccoli's, the studios, already had a hard enough time a couple years ago when Daniel Craig decided he wanted to make James Bond bi, and said it in multiple interviews, and has gotten the closest we have ever seen in a Bond movie, intentional or unintentional, in Skyfall where Javier Bardem caressed his thigh and he looked at him with a come hither stare. That's a huge cultural shift, especially for James Bond. So because it's run by Brits, they are going to want to pull those reins back and say, whoa, Daniel Craig. So the idea of a black Bond is going to be a hard sell after that. Idris Elba is a fine actor, a fantastic actor, and even this buzz going around about him possibly being in the running to be Bond will utterly help his career. He's the fucking man. If you haven't seen Luther, what the fuck is wrong with your life? So to say that the next James Bond has to be black might be pushing it. Let the next James Bond be black if he happens to be black. People had a hard time with James Bond being fucking blonde. You fucking shitting me? Idris Elba seems to be, on paper, at this particular point in time, a better fit than Daniel Craig appeared to be on paper at that particular point in time when he was in talks of being Bond. But then look at the result that we got. The Bond people decided, reboot, entire fucking thing, throw off the Pierce Brosnan shit that we did after GoldenEye. We're absolutely sorry for that. We're going to fix it all, and they fixed it all. And at this point, they've had a consistent pattern of fixing it all. It does not appear that Pierce Brosnan really said anything bad here. Like, the headline says controversially, Pierce Brosnan mentioned it, but he hedged his bets. Pierce Brosnan's fine. He knows the game. Pierce Brosnan knows what to say and what not to say. The issue here is, party people, first of all, do you think Daniel Craig's coming back? Secondly, do you think Idris Elba will be a good Bond? Thirdly, do you think Bond has to be black? Has to be female? Do you think he has to be bi or gay? Do you think he has to be straight, white, Brit? Comment down there and let me know what you think about all this. As for me, myself, and I think James Bond has to be male. He has to be British. But other than that, and he may not want to make him bi. I don't know how that's a little, I don't know, that's a little touchy. And forget the fact that I'm using this finger, that's a little touchy. But other than that, other than those 2.5 things, it doesn't fucking matter as long as he's cool and shooting people. That's all the business has been based on this entire time. That he be male, that he be British, and that he shoot and kill a whole bunch of motherfuckers while slaying the women and possibly the men. I'm still not sure how I would feel about that. Other than those 2.5 things, what the fuck else needs to be there? Oh, and the cool-ass fucking theme song. And the cars. And even if he does fuck dudes, there still has to be some hot women. He still has to fuck some hot women. Like he might get more drunk. Like maybe that's why the martinis are shaken, not stirred. Because if they're stirred, then he wants to be with dudes. But he understands that if it's shaken, then he's straight for the night. I don't know how that works out. Is that a martini thing? I don't drink martinis. I wouldn't know.
Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.